Around this time last year, I made a 1-year anniversary video about starting on a 600cc supersport. Days after that video was published, I had the rare opportunity to purchase a brand new 1000cc supersport. That bike was the 2017 Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R. It happened to be a leftover and I impulsively bought it on August 17th of last year, days before my 24th birthday. Having only about a year of motorcycling experience up to that point, I knew damn well that I was way in over my head with this one, and needless to say, even a year later, I still firmly believe I'm way in over my head. Call me stupid, ridiculous, insane, what have you, but I was craving more power and couldn't help myself when I saw one for damn near 40% off MSRP. So during this past year, I've gone through a tremendous amount of growth in terms of riding skill, thanks in part to learning from my mistakes while I owned my older R6. Virtually everything from leaning to trail braking to doing tight U-turns was rectified on my ZX-10. I'm proud to say that unlike my R6, I've never crashed or dropped my ZX-10 despite having ridden several thousands of more miles on it than my R6. That's not to say that I didn't have a few close calls. I vividly remember the first week and really up to the first month when I was still trying to get the hang of the power of the ZX-10. Even in stock form, it was leagues ahead of my modified R6. So every evening during my first week of ownership especially, I would go out and just ride for an hour or two. On one of those night rides, I was trying to go full throttle only to experience my first ever tank slapper. For those of you that don't know, tank slappers or speed wobbles are extremely dangerous, if not deadly. Even with a set of Öhlins steering damper from the factory, I quickly learned to respect the throttle and not to apply so much weight onto the handlebars when I was going fast. Had I hit some uneven road while experiencing those tank slappers, I might have been physically impaired or worse. After those close calls, I got humbled real quick, and fortunately I've yet to experience another death wobble since. Moving on to some exhilarating moments, I gotta say, if you're a motorcycle rider, you must experience riding 1000 at least once in your riding career. Being able to effortlessly hang with any vehicle on the road was thrilling to say the least. I've raced every American muscle or sports car you can think of, humbled a few supercar owners, and played with all sorts of motorcycles. Whenever I would ride, I had this amazing sensation. You'd probably see me smiling ear to ear because it was so damn rewarding. In fact, I don't think I've ever had a dull ride, which is something that I can't say about driving any of my cars. My favorite memories over this past year would have to be all the races. Namely, one Friday night, I actually topped out my ZX-10 while racing a Ducati Panigale 1299. We rolled race starting at around 60 miles per hour, and I remember just dropping the first gear. Our exhaust notes got louder and noticeably higher pitched. Before I knew it, he was a car length ahead of me up until about when I hit 5th and 6th gear is when I started to close the gap on him. Of course, at that point, we both pretty much maxed out our bikes and let off the throttle. The Ducati boy ended up being the victor that night, but if you haven't been at those speeds, I guess I could summarize it in one word: stupid. Like, stupid fast. Since then, I've never actually topped out my ZX-10 because, well, it's freaking scary to go that fast, man. However, I'm grateful to have experienced something so exhilarating and being alive to tell the tale. The last point that I wanted to address would have to be the unrelenting power. Hands down, the biggest difference between a 600 and a 1000 would have to be having nearly double the torque throughout the power band, especially down low, and having so much power on tap to just punch it whenever in whatever gear. I kid you not, I could be in 6th gear and still pull from 55 miles per hour to 85 without batting an eyelash. The constant reminder of always having that excessive over-the-top power certainly keeps you on your toes. I can't even begin to fathom what it'd be like to ride something even faster, like say a H2R. Overall, my experience over this last year or so has been nothing short of amazing. I'm so glad to have upgraded to 1000 shortly after owning a 600. I realize now more than ever that life is too short not to have fun. Just don't be stupid all the time. Respect the bike and the bike will respect you back. These modern day 1000s are masterpieces, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our two-wheeling machines. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Tell me about your experiences on a motorcycle if you've had any. What do you have? What bike would you want? Or how fast did you go in either a car or a motorcycle? Stay tuned for more videos just like this, and until next time, peace out.